Good morning, friends. Did you come to church ready to sing a brand new hymn? I know. Let's rise and we'll do it together. This is written by Cliff Harden, who's a music director on the East Coast in the Washington, D.C. area. We Will Rise Together is the name of the hymn, so let's do it.
Good morning. Welcome to the Olympia Unitarian Universalist Congregation. We are a faith community that appreciates and encourages diversity, and we envision an interconnected world that is loving, just, and healthy. You belong here just as you are now, and however you continue to grow as your life unfolds. Our community is enriched by the unique gifts that each of us brings. Thank you for choosing to join us today and doing all it takes to show up. My name is Ann Colbury, and I use she, her pronouns. I'm a member of the worship arts team. I'm an older woman with shoulder-length dark hair and glasses, wearing a cream and black cardigan that was my mom's. Wearing it always makes me smile and wonder how I got to be this old. Leading worship with me this morning is our music director, Troy Fisher, and our guest speaker, Reverend Liz Ullery Swenson. Reverend Liz lives at the intersection of spirituality and creativity. As pastor with Wildwood Gathering here in Olympia, she is cultivating and reimagining faith community grounded in liberation and queer theology and encountering the holy through poetry, art, gardening, prayer, glitter, and storytelling. Reverend Liz has a Bachelor in Theater Arts, a Master's of Library Science, Master's of Divinity, and she recently began a PhD in theology. She's mama to her 7-year-old daughter, an overly ambitious gardener, and admits she spends too much time on social media. Here are a few things to know about today's service. We are streaming live on Zoom and YouTube, and the service is being recorded. For those here in the sanctuary, you can follow along and read song lyrics on the screen or on Zoom for those of you who are online. We are a multi-generational community, and all ages are welcome here in the sanctuary. Families, please be where you can be most comfortable. Over here we have soft chairs and activities, and there's also nursery care and a story program just down the hall in the classroom wing. Busy bags with activities for kids are on the table just outside the sanctuary. Feel free to pick one up and return it at the end. We're grateful to everyone helping make worship happen this morning, visible and less visible. Thanks to all who contribute in so many ways. After the service, everyone will have the chance to discuss reflection questions offered by Reverend Liz. For those online, we invite you to go into a breakout room for a virtual coffee chat. And for those here, please feel free to stay for coffee and connection in the Commons. At 12:15 today, please join us here in the sanctuary or back in the main Zoom room for a forum on faith formation as an individual journey with Reverend Sara. Come learn more about what faith formation for adults can look like in a UU congregation and how you can engage with your own faith formation. The New to UU class continues on Zoom today from 2 to 3:30. Reverend Sara will cover how we connect at OUUC. Everyone is welcome, and you can find the link on the website or contact the OUUC office. For the rest of February, OUUC's Standing with Immigrant Families Together, or SWIFT group, is collecting food for immigrant families who fear being detained if they go to the store. This is a repeat of the successful food drive we ran in November. We deliver our collections to a local church which maintains a food pantry for immigrant families. Please add your donations to the collection boxes in the Commons through Thursday this week. A list of the types of food most desired is posted in the Commons and also in the Tuesday email update. This coming Thursday, all are invited to our 4th annual chili cook-off at the community dinner at 5:30. Dig out your best chili recipes and bring a pot to compete for Best in Show in 2 categories, vegetarian and meat. There will be many delicious options, and yes, there will be prizes. To stay current with all that's happening at OUUC, please check the Tuesday electronic update or sign up in the office to receive it. Now, let's pause and open our hearts and minds as we enter this time of worship. It is so good to be together. This morning, we join UU congregations worldwide in lighting our chalice, the symbol of our shared faith tradition, with words inspired by Tracy Johnson. As we light our chalice this morning, may it ignite the light of our creative spirits and our wise souls. May it kindle the light of our wondering and curious minds. And may it reflect the light of love for this place, this community, and our work. Blessed be.
Good morning. It is really wonderful to be with you today. As she said, my name is Liz. I use she, her pronouns. I am a almost 40-ish woman with brown curly hair and wearing a rainbow stole over a black dress today. Our opening words this morning are Opening Prayer by Padre Gotuma from his collection, Being Here, Prayers for Curiosity, Justice, and Love. Turning into the day and to each other, we open ourselves to the day and to each other. This is the day the beloved has made, and a day we will have to make our way through, whether with ease or pain, with patience or joy. May we find opportunities for justice. May we find opportunities for generosity towards each other and ourselves. May we find moments of encounter, even in isolation. May we find stories and memories, even in the most complicated corners. May we start again where we have failed again. May we confess and be confessed to, because this is a way of living that's worth living daily. Come and let us worship together.
I invite you to rise again in body and our spirit. We're going to sing out of the gray hymn book, hymn number 338. I Seek the Spirit of a Child. It's an all-star hymn. Carl Seberg wrote the lyrics. Ray Fawn Williams arranged it. And it's an old English Christmas carol. So you'll have a great time singing it. I seek the spirit of a child, the child who needs life naturally, the child who sings the world alive and brings the morning sun with glee. Children are real beyond all art. May I see joy's a gift to our heart. I seek the freedom of a child who loves instinctively, who lights our days with just a smile and shines that light on all we see. Children are real beyond all fear. May I see hope's a gift to our tears. I seek the wonder of a child who sees delightfully. Now clouds in clouds, now gold in sun, imaginations true and free. Children are real beyond all lies. May I see faith's a gift to our eyes. Thank you for singing.
Last week was the start of our annual stewardship drive, the time we make financial pledges to support this community for the fiscal year starting in July. It takes all of us to support the staff, programs, building, and grounds of our congregation, and we are off to a great start. As of the end of the week, we have received 36 pledges for a total of $106. Yay. Pledge packets were mailed out to friends and members in early February. If you didn't receive one, or did and can't find it, no worries. Members of the stewardship team will be in the Commons after the service to answer questions and accept pledge cards. You can also pledge online. The stewardship team thanks you in advance for your thoughtful consideration and participation in this year's pledge drive. May our love for this community drive our desire to support it to its fullest potential. Over the next few weeks, members of the community will share a brief testimonial about what they have found here and valued. Our speaker today is Woody Moore, one of our beloved elders. As many may know, Woody is moving to Denver soon, and this is the final service he will attend in person. Thank you, Woody, for all the love you have shared with us in so many ways. I know I'm speaking for everyone when I say I'm going to miss you.
What a privilege. I've been invited to do a testimonial. I looked it up. It's a formal statement testifying to someone's character and qualifications. For me, that's you. I'm testifying to your character and qualifications. Mostly, I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you, all in this congregation, for your generosity with me over the last decades, plus a little. As many of you are well aware, I've been interested in pushing love in various ways for a long time. In relation to OUUC, it began with a class I offered here 10 years ago as the result of the generosity and direct support of Rich Kallman and Ann Rockaway, who I met because of the work they were doing with another organization working to end hunger and poverty, hosted, by the way, by Nancy Curtis, using direct lobbying of our elected members of the U.S. Congress. I've since come to learn it doesn't get a whole lot more you than that. The class was maybe 8 folks, but the energy and the openness led me to check into becoming a regular member of a church for the first time in a long time. Since then, you have become my beloved community, and many of you have become my personal friends. And as it turns out, I can see in retrospect how you have supported me through a major life transformation process that has proceeded over the last several years for me. I now recognize myself differently, larger, more present, more alive, more in love, more engaged in being a truly loving person. Everybody here brings so much more than I can see just looking. And this congregation represents the largest bit of what I will miss when I move to Denver later this week. So thank you all. From my perspective, you are part of something very special, with love at the center, or rooted in love, as it says on the poster out in the Commons here. I love you all in general, in addition to many of you in particular. And speaking of love, nurturing all that we love, again from the poster out in the Commons, I want to make the point of how important it is for us to bring our love financially, to keep this little local miracle thriving for our own benefit and in service to our commitment to participate in the larger world in the name of love. I heartily encourage you to choose that higher number you might be considering for your contribution. Love to all. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Each Sunday, we engage in the spiritual practices of generosity and gratitude by joining together in service to this community and to something greater than ourselves. This is a chance to express our gratitude for life, our network of relationships, and for this community. Each of us has the power to share, and when we combine our gifts to make an offering, together we are able to do more than any of us can alone. If you are new or visiting, you are our guest. However, if you are moved to participate, whatever you choose to offer will be gratefully received. Our offering does 2 things. Half supports the ongoing work of the congregation, which is also supported by our annual pledges. The other half goes to charity. Most is shared with an organization that serves our greater community in harmony with our UU values. And a small portion goes to our Ministers' Benevolence Fund to support urgent needs of this community. Our Share the Plate organization for January and February has been Homes First. OUUC's support will truly make a difference to their important work. Here's a short video of their vital contribution.
Hello and good morning, Olympia UU congregation. Crispine here, Development Manager with Homes First. Since 1990, Homes First has provided over 5,000 community members who are very low and extremely low income with safe, healthy, stable, and affordable rental homes. But we're more than just a housing provider. We are a bridge to hope and stability for families and individuals in our community who are struggling. Our mission is simple yet vital: to create and maintain safe, healthy, and affordable rental homes for those who need them most. We envision vibrant communities where everyone has a home they can afford. What makes Homes First unique? No other organization in Thurston County does what we do. We provide dignified, long-term rental homes and treat our residents with respect and equity. Our strength lies in our partnerships. We work alongside local social service organizations to ensure our tenants are supported the way they need. Today, your attention and support will make all the difference. Here's how you can get involved. You can help us expand access to affordable housing in the South Sound by making a donation today, signing up to volunteer, or becoming an ambassador to help spread awareness about Homes First with your networks, both online and in the community. Together, we can ensure that everyone in our community has a safe place to call home. Thank you.
May the offering now be generously given, as it will be gratefully received. Thank you for your generosity in all the ways you share your gifts. This morning, we do what groups have done for all our history. We gather, both in times of worry and anxiety and in times of celebration and joy. We gather in this community, bringing all that's in our hearts and in our minds. So now let's open our hearts as we place stones that signify the complexity of our lives into the communal water, where we can be witnessed and bear witness to all who choose to share. You will hear a drum beat. Allow its resonance into your body. It is the heartbeat of life, the heartbeat of community. I invite you now to take a deep breath. Feel the breath moving air through your body. Feel the earth beneath us. Feel the warmth of connection. We mourn the death this week of civil rights icon, the Reverend Jesse Jackson. He was a passionate speaker for justice for all, who helped keep the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream alive. His was a life of vision and service. May we continue to find inspiration in his action and his words. This week also marks both the beginning of Ramadan, the 30-day Muslim festival of fasting, reflection, and communal prayer, and the Christian season of Lent, 40 days of religious preparation before Easter. Let's open our circle wide. For those on Zoom, I invite you to share from your heart by entering into the chat. Those in the sanctuary can see your sharing on the screen, and it's shared with Reverend Mary and the pastoral care team. For those here in the sanctuary, I invite you to come forward if there's something that you would like to bring into this community. You may place a stone in the water as you hold your sharing in your heart. Let us hear the heartbeat of our community and reach out our hearts in love and care to all those who share. We place a stone in the water of our community for all that has been shared online, shared from the heart. And we place a final stone in the water for everything that we hold in our hearts and that remains unspoken. We hold together all that has been shared. May you feel yourself witnessed. May you know that you are loved.
invite you to lift your hand, hold your hand out in front of you, and trace your finger around the edge of your hand. Allow this to become a meditative practice of sorts. Think about all the things that your hands do. Think about all the things that your hands carry, all the things that they create. Dinner, crosswords, art, birdhouse or bookshelf, occasionally a mess. Think about all the things that your hands hold. The hand of a child, an elder, a friend, hot coffee, dark earth, all the things from the car in one trip. Responsibility, the weight of the world. Our hands are powerful things. They can cause harm and ease suffering. They can create and they can destroy. They are wrinkled and strong, colorfully polished, or dirt from the garden. Cuts and scrapes, scars and stories. I invite you to take the hand of the person next to you. Think about all the things that we can do and create together. Think about all that we can hold together. Hands connected, holding us together, holding us together.
I invite you to remain seated and let's sing together, There Is a Love. There is a love holding me. There is a love holding all that I love. There is a love holding all. I rest in this love. There is a love holding us. There is a love holding all that we love. There is a love holding all. We rest in this love. We rest in this love.
Today's first reading is by Rick Rubin from his book, The Creative Act. We begin with everything. Everything seen, everything done, everything thought, everything felt, everything imagined, everything forgotten, and everything that rests unspoken and unthought within us. This is our source material, and from it we build each creative moment. This content does not come from inside us. The source is out there, a wisdom surrounding us, an inexhaustible offering that is always available.
My dad is a really great visual artist. He does this paper cut. It's like Nicky McClure, but colorful, more colorful. My sister does illustrations and watercolors. My uncle is an incredible artist as well. For Christmas every year, he would wrap our presents in brown paper and do these really beautiful colored pencil illustrations. My spouse now is a beautiful artist, as is my 7-year-old. I have grown up with a high standard for art. In elementary school art class, they teach you about the great artists, and we're supposed to emulate them. And what I was able to create was not like that. And so it was natural for me, or it was a natural progression for me to come to the conclusion that I am not artistic. I wasn't good at art, and I'm not an artist. Over time, then I came to think that, well, maybe I just hadn't found my medium. I'm decent at photography, and that's an art. I'm really good at cooking and baking. Maybe that's my creative outlet. And yes, photography, even if it's an iPhone, baking, quilting, gardening, woodworking, all of it is art. And I was fine with being a sort of artist, sort of artist-esque. Our culture has put walls on what it means, what constitutes creating creativity, what it means to be an artist and create art. And I'm not it. Recording producer Rick Rubin, who wrote the introduction that we shared, has worked with an array of artists, the Beastie Boys, Weezer, Linkin Park, the Chicks, among many others. And he is known in his work for creating a space where artists can home in, not hone in, but home in on who they really are and what they want to create, helping people transcend their self-imposed expectations around where creativity comes from and where it doesn't. Most importantly, he believes creativity has a place in everyone's life. And it isn't about a specific output, but it's the relationship within and to the world. He detailed his career of wisdom in the book, A Creative Act, A Way of Being, which he begins by saying, creativity is not a rare ability. It is not difficult to access. Creativity is a fundamental aspect of being human. It is our birthright. To create, to bring something into existence that wasn't there before. It could be a conversation, the solution to a problem, a note to a friend, the rearrangement of furniture in a room, a new route home to avoid traffic. Through the ordinary state of being, we are already creators in the most profound way, creating our existence, our experience of reality, composing the world as we perceive it. Creativity is an ordinary and fundamental state of being. We are created by God to be creators, to be co-creators with God and with each other. Regardless of whether we're making formal art, we are all living as artists in God's creation. Rubin says, by the mere fact of being alive, we are active participants in the ongoing process of creation. In the beginning of the beginning, as told in the First Testament of the Bible, we hear of God's boundless creativity. Birds, fish, air, water, all divine creations. From the dusting of red of the ruby-throated hummingbird to the way the clouds move across the sky, the vivid coral colors, the expansive prairie, it is easy to see God as an artist. Eco-theologian Sally McFaig proposes that we should not view God just as the artist, but that God is reflected in all of creation, a self-portrait of sorts. She writes, to see creation as the body of God, we might begin to see the marvels at our feet and at our fingertips, the intricate splendor of the alpine forget-me-not or a child's hand. We might begin to recognize the extraordinariness of the ordinary. McFaig invites us to see God not only as the creator of the heaven and earth and all the things in between, but as a reflection of heaven and earth and everything in between. When we are in awe of a sunset, a mountain range, a hummingbird, we are in awe of the art and the artist. We too then are creations of God. We are artistic representations of God, created in God's own image, formed from the dust of the earth and enlivened with holy breath, created as embodied reflections of the divine creator and cosmic artist. We too are creators and artists. This shift in thinking that we are created to be creators has me rethinking my earlier assumptions. Just as a writer is anyone who writes, and a runner is anyone who runs, whether you've been published or run a marathon, a creator, an artist, is someone who creates, creating anything. As Rick Rubin said, creating into existence something that wasn't there before. They are action words. They're not a job description or an accomplishment. It's a thing that we do and who we are. Not merely the thing that we produce, what we have to show for it. What we create offers a glimpse of our inner self, God reflected and embodied in each of us. To create anything is to invite others to witness a glimpse of the divine in us. Rubin affirms, the act of creation is an attempt to enter a mysterious realm. What we create allows us to share glimpses of an inner landscape, one that is beyond our understanding. He goes on, the practice of spirituality is a way of looking at a world where you're not alone. You are part of something much larger than can be explained, a world of immense possibility. Creating is a spiritual practice, an artistic lens, a filter of sorts, not the kind you add afterwards, but the kind that, the old school ones that you put onto the camera lens. It is the practice of seeing the Spirit in and through all things, reflected in the world around us. It is a way of looking at the world that affirms that we are not alone, that all that we are and all that we create and all that we encounter is a divine reflection. And artistic spirituality invites us to be part of something much larger than can be explained, is to experience and engage in a world that is full of immense possibilities.
Our second reading is from the Hebrew Bible, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, verses 5 through 7. Thus Yahweh, omnipotent, the God of Israel, to all the exiles deported from Jerusalem to Babylon, build houses to live in, plant gardens and eat what they grow, marry and raise children, find wives and husbands for your children, that they may bear their own children. Multiply while you are there. Do not decrease. Rather, seek the peace and prosperity of the city to which you have been exiled. Pray to Yahweh for it, for if it prospers, you prosper.
I asked Reverend Mary ahead of time if I could use biblical scripture, if that would be okay. She said, sure, but everyone's going to be confused why it's not Easter or Christmas, but they'll forgive you. After the first service, someone came up to me and said, I was concerned after the first half because you kept saying God, and I was afraid you didn't know who you were talking to. Please forgive me. This snippet of scripture of First Testament letters comes from the prophet Jeremiah. And he's writing to the Israelites after the fall of Jerusalem, following Nebuchadnezzar's, I love that word, Nebuchadnezzar's siege in 589 BCE. The people of Jerusalem have fled into exile in Babylon, about 50 miles south of Baghdad along the Euphrates River in what is present-day Iraq. Through the prophet, God instructs the people to live life, even in exile. Build houses to live in, plant gardens and eat what they grow, marry and raise children, seek the peace and prosperity of the city to which you have been exiled. Live life, fall in love, cook good food, have babies, create, live, create art, and cultivate belonging. Live where you are. In this, God is affirming that yes, you are far from home. Yes, you've left everything behind. Yes, you are displaced, and everything is a show. But even then, you are to orient towards the future. Not a life on hold waiting for it to get better, but planting seeds that will produce food months from now. Establishing relationships of stability, carrying on living. Social science fiction author Ursula Guin wrote a collection of essays, The Wave in the Mind. And in the essay, A War Without End, she shares some thoughts about oppression, revolution, and imagination. She writes, the exercise of imagination is dangerous for those who profit from the way things are because it has the power to show that the way things are is not permanent, is not universal, is not necessary. Creativity and imagination beyond artistic productions are the foundation for transformation, for hope, and for dreaming. We cannot live into a world that we cannot imagine. Creativity, creating something that does not exist, pushes us to the edge of our comfort zone. Even the most talented and experienced artists have to confront their discomfort when they create something new. Writer Elizabeth Gilbert astutely articulates this, that fear will always be triggered by creativity, because creativity asks us to enter into the realm of uncertain outcomes, and fear hates uncertain outcomes. And those in power hate uncertain outcomes even more. As we are witnessing in real time, the earliest targets in the rise of fascism are books, by the banning of books, art and artists, a hostile takeover of the Kennedy Art Center and defunding art programs, education systems, and anyone who has the audacity to imagine their own future, a better life, a life where they can breathe and live freely. LGBTQAI people, immigrants, refugees, women, anyone, all of us who dream, who plan, create, imagine a better world for all people and all of creation. And we're feeling it, at least I am. I feel the weight and the pressure to minimize, to shrink my dreams, to pull back. It's easy to feel inclined to step back because the economy is really not stable right now. It's hard to imagine a way through this. It's hard to imagine beyond this. But build houses to live in, plant gardens and eat what they grow, marry and raise children, or dogs, or whatever. And while many of us haven't been physically exiled, I do know some who have recently moved here seeking greater safety. And even if we aren't physically displaced, the world around us feels foreign. The culture at large, our government, is in conflict with basic human needs and flourishing. Even here, seek the peace and prosperity of the city to which you have been exiled. Seek the peace and prosperity of this place and this time. almost a year ago, I was in Amsterdam. I was attending a conference, but I added on a couple of days beforehand to explore the city, adjust to the time difference, and see if maybe that was a PhD program I wanted to pursue. It's a lovely city. If you have a chance to visit, please do. And it's true what they say about bikes, I will warn you. You will get run over if you're not careful, but they also drive their cars like they ride bikes up on the side. It's terrifying. It's terrifying. But Amsterdam is a very old city, and it has a number of very old art museums. The Rijksmuseum is probably the most famous, but there's also a Van Gogh museum, which is incredible. And there's a smaller MoCo museum, a modern art museum of contemporary, immersive, and digital art. Works from Andy Warhol and Keith Haring and Banksy and Yo-Yo Kusama. It's an incredible collection. I highly recommend a visit. There's one in Amsterdam, in London, and I think Milan. There's a third one, and each one of them has their own independent collection. And in the Amsterdam one, painted on a wall of this giant manor of a house turned into a museum in big pink block lettering. It says, "In art we trust." It wasn't a formal exhibit, it was just their motto or slogan. And it's obviously a play on "In God we trust." I had to buy the sweatshirt. But "In God we trust" is emblazoned on every dollar in our pocket. In art we trust. In creativity we trust. In imagination we trust. In the divine, creative, creating God we trust. In the divine, creating, creative spirit in us we trust. May it be so.
I invite you to rise and let's sing together out of the Teal hymn book, hymn number 1068, Carolyn McDade's beautiful Rising Green.
We extinguish our chalice with the words of Nikita Gill. You carry the earth inside your body. And on the days that you do not believe yourself to be sacred, understand the iron in your blood could have come from the heart of a volcano. And the water that makes you is borrowed from a hurricane. You may forget sometimes how deeply connected you are to the trees outside your home. But there is a chance that an oak tree and you were both made from the bones of the same star. Some may call that mundane, but it is the closest thing to magic we will ever get. Go with blessings and magic, friends.